guys, it's Melanie, and today I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite highlighting products. I actually ironically think that I use highlighters a little bit more during like the fall and winter months than I do in the spring and summer months. I still definitely do, but for the most part I feel like highlighters really help to liven up my face when my skin gets a little bit more dull during like the fall, once we start turning on the heat and I start drying out a little bit more. So I feel like highlighters bring a little bit more liveliness to my face during that time. But I realize that most other people probably use highlighters just a little bit more in the summer months because everybody really loves that like soft, dewy, like just very luminescent skin during the summer months. So I thought I would share with you my top 5 favorite highlighters, and I have some drugstore and I have a couple of high-end things in here as well. So hopefully you can find something that maybe you haven't tried before and maybe try something new. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is one that I've mentioned actually quite a bit, and I found it at my local Fred Meyer, and it's from the Essence brand. Now, Essence comes out with quite a few collections throughout the year, and I realize those of you that just buy your Essence at Ulta, you may not have access to a lot of these special edition collections. If you're lucky enough to live in the Northwest and you have a Fred Meyer near you, they always have displays. And so this, I believe I bought earlier in the year, and I have loved it ever since I picked it up, and it's the Metal Glam Highlighting Powder in Gold Digger. Now, this is probably the creamiest, most beautiful, like perfect highlighter that I've ever found. And it's a very, like, I would say gold highlighter. Definitely more gold. It's not really champagne-y. A little bit goes a long way with this guy. It is incredibly creamy and soft and just beautiful on the skin. That's obviously a very concentrated swatch. Normally I will just take like this is a contour brush, and I'll just put a little bit on the point of that and just run it down the center of my nose as well as along the tops of my cheekbones, and then also my Cupid's bow. So those are the areas that I like to highlight. I have pretty oily skin, so I don't tend to be like an all over highlighter kind of person. This one is absolutely beautiful. It was obviously special edition, but here's the thing that I've noticed about these Essence collections is that they basically just kind of re-promote a lot of these things periodically. Like in a new collection, they'll just call it something else. It'll no longer be the Metal Glam. Who knows what it'll be next, but definitely keep an eye out for these. They're incredibly creamy and smooth and soft, and I can't believe like the amazing quality for the price. I think I paid all of $2.99 for this, and a lot of times at my local Fred Meyer I can get like a buy one get one half off. So I should have actually grabbed a couple of these, but I mean realistically, when am I ever going to go through this entire pan of highlighter? The small amount that I use, I don't think I'm ever going to finish this, but I really love this one. The second one that I really also love, and the label has actually worn off, shows you how well loved it is. This is the LORAC Perfectly Lit Spotlight. So many people have talked about this. This is a little bit more pinky. Just get a swatch of that for you. It's a more pinky peach highlighter than the Metal Glam, and I'll swatch it right underneath. But it's also a very similar effect. I really love this one. You can't beat the quality of the LORAC products. I love everything that LORAC does. But this highlighter in particular is absolutely beautiful. It just goes on so smoothly onto the skin. I feel like this is something that could work with so many different skin tones, even from really fair to even a darker skin tone. It's just such a beautiful, finely milled product. It's not overly like shimmery or shiny. It's just absolutely beautiful on the skin, and this is one that I will absolutely also never be without. It is stunning. I feel like the packaging, it's not super secure. This is not something that I travel with, but the product itself, I absolutely love it. This is a little bit different for me. Now, I haven't used this a ton of times, but when I have loved the way this looks on my skin. This is the Josie Maran Argan Illuminizer, and this is actually one that I got with a holiday kit. I'll just, there it is, but I will blend that in below the LORAC. You need the tiniest amount ever. Some people actually mix this in with their foundation, and that's not spreading out very nicely. I think I got kind of like the dried little bits that were in like the dispenser there, but you can see that it is a very peachy champagne highlighter, and it's obviously a cream formula. I love the little dispenser that it comes with. This is just the most gorgeous, like, it's a little bit more intense than the first two that I mentioned, but it's just a really beautiful highlighter for the tops of the cheekbones and down the center of your nose, but I'm stressing like you need the tiniest amount. I don't know when I would ever finish all of this. This is only a half fluid ounce, and like I said, I got this in like a holiday kit last year, and I've used it a few times, and every time I use it, I'm like, I love the way this looks on my skin. It's probably more of like, because of its consistency, it's better for me in the fall and the winter months than it is during the summer months because of how oily my skin naturally is, but it's stunning. Those of you with dry skin, this is the type of product that is perfect for you. It doesn't look chalky, it's smooth, it's creamy. If you really want some nice luminescence and you don't have oily skin to start with, you can absolutely mix just a tiny bit of this in with your liquid foundation, and it would just give you that all over beautiful glow. I'm not fortunate enough to have normal or dry skin. I'm on the opposite end, so this would be a nightmare if I mixed it with a liquid foundation for me. But I think the rest of you, this would be absolutely stunning. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you can find it in one of like the Josie Maran kits, it's absolutely worth picking up. It is beautiful on the skin. Love it. Let's talk a couple of drugstore items. This is Reserve Your Cabana from Wet n Wild. This is touted as, well, it's labeled as a bronzer. It also has an SPF of 15, which I thought was kind of nice. This is in no way a bronzer for anybody. I mean, you could look like powder, and this would still not be a bronzer for you. It is so incredibly light. What I like about this is that it has just a beautiful satin finish, and I actually, here, let me swatch over here so I can put it right next to. So you can kind of see the gradient going down, but that's the one at the bottom here. So that's Reserve Your Cabana. You can see it just has a beautiful satin finish, probably very similar to the LORAC Perfectly Lit. I love the way this looks on my skin. This I can almost, not during the summer months, but the rest of the year, use as an all-over face powder as well. And it just brings like a glow and this beautiful highlight to my skin that I absolutely love. And it helps to absorb a little bit of oil, and I do like that it has that tiny amount of SPF in there as well. It's just a beautiful soft powder. A lot of people have said that these break really easily. I've never traveled with one. I wouldn't dare travel with something like this because it does feel like a very soft, powdery product. So I could see it cracking if you dropped it. But for like $3.99, this is a must-have in your collection, and it's readily available at Fred Meyer. I mean, I've seen these at Walgreens, CVS, like anywhere where you buy Wet n Wild, you should be able to find these Color Icon bronzers. They also have like actual bronzers in the collection. This one is, like I said, is not a bronzer. I use it as a highlighter, and I think it's absolutely perfect for that. Now, the last one that I'm going to tell you about is from Physicians Formula, and this is the Happy Booster Glow and Mood Boosting Powder in Translucent. Now, some people actually use this as an all-over setting powder. I can't. It's a little bit too shimmery for me for that, but I love it as a highlighter. So I just mix all the colors together, and it turns into this really pretty pinky, soft, satiny highlighter color. And I'm actually going to put that at the very top above the Essence Metal Glam. So you can see it's a little bit more pinky. It's the one at the very top here. I just love the way this looks on my cheekbones and down the center of my nose. It's so pretty. This is pretty inexpensive. I mean, I would probably wait to get it like at 40% off because Physicians Formula products are generally a little bit more expensive. I think this was like $13.99. I just think it's absolutely perfect as a highlighting powder. Like I said, for me, it's a little bit too much as like an all over. Unlike this. This I can use all over. This, just a little too much shimmer with that one. But I love the way this looks on my skin, and I love that it's readily available and that it just is like the prettiest satin glow. All of these highlighters, I think if I lost any one of them, I would be incredibly sad, and I would probably try to replace them right away. The only one that I could see having trouble replacing is probably the Metal Glam one from Essence. But like I said, I imagine that in the next few collections, they'll come out with another highlighter very similar to this. Most of the highlighters that they come out with are either pink in tone or more of this like yellow, goldy tone. So here's a look at those swatches one more time. So the Happy Booster at the very top, then the Essence Metal Glam, the LORAC Perfectly Lit, and then the color, sorry, then the Josie Maran Argan Oil, Argan Illuminizer, sorry. And then at the very bottom is the Reserve Your Cabana. So there's one more look at those. So, those are my favorites. Please tell me what your favorite highlighters are down below, and I look forward to seeing what you guys like to use in terms of highlighters. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.